Hello, everyone. I hope that you guys had a good quiz. I will look at those as soon as I get back, and hopefully we'll have those posted on the portal for you as soon as possible. I want to introduce or reintroduce word problems to you guys today. I know that we spent a long time on word problems last year. Probably, I think in my class, we spent one whole quarter and half a quarter on word problems. I'm not sure about Mr. Ryan's class. But we're going to review some word problems today, some of the ones that are going to be important for Algebra 1B. And you guys will have a homework on it. And then you're going to review word problems again in class with me next class. And we'll probably have a homework again on it. We don't have forever to spend on word problems, so I really need you guys to be focusing and paying attention during this video. That means that you're not fast forwarding through the video. You're actually listening to me and working through the problems with me. There will be times during the video when I say to pause the video and try the problems on your own. I am expecting that what you're going to be doing is pausing the video and trying the problems on your own. If you have any questions on them, make sure you see me or see your curriculum support teachers or Mrs. Duffy or Miss McCabe, any of us to help you. So let's look at these. We have 5 problems to work through together. Number 1, we have that Abby and Bianca are playing games at an arcade in the mall. Abby has $20 and is playing a game that costs 50 cents per game. Bianca has $22 and is playing a game that costs 75 cents per game. After how many games will the 2 girls have the same amount of money left? All right, so we did word problems like this last year. First thing we need to determine is what does x equal. So I'm going to say that x equals, if you guys remember, that word that came after how many is what x is going to equal. So how many what? Chickens, donuts, book bags. In our case, it's games. So x equals games. So now we're going to go back up into the problem, read it again, and highlight important information. So we have that Abby and Bianca are playing games at an arcade in the mall. Abby has $20. So she currently has $20 and playing a game that costs 50 cents per game. So I'm going to write an equation for Abby. Abby currently has 20 bucks. And she's playing a game that costs 50 cents per game. If you're playing a game, you're spending money. So you're losing money. You're giving it away. You're putting it in the machine or giving it to whoever. So we're going to subtract, because we're taking money away from her $20 each time we play a game, 50 cents per game. Now this is a mistake that all of you guys are going to do. You're going to write 50x. The reason it's not 50x is because that would be $50. To get 50 cents, we want 0.50x. That's 50 cents. Okay, so now let's go up and read about Bianca. Bianca has $22 and is playing a game that costs 75 cents per game. So we know that Bianca currently has 22 bucks. And again, since she's playing a game, she's losing money. Money's going into the machine. 75 cents, so 0.75 cents per game. Okay, so now it says, after how many games will the 2 girls have the same amount of money left? Well, we know in math that same is equal. So we're going to set our 2 equations equal to each other. Because when they're equal, they have the same amount of money left. And now we're going to solve the equation. At this point, I would like you guys to turn your video off. Don't shut it down completely, just pause it and see if you can solve this equation on your own. All right, at this point, you should have solved the equation on your own. I'm going to work through the equation. I would like you to check your work with me. So our goal right now is to get x by itself. So I'm going to get rid of this 0.50x to get my x's by itself. You could have brought the 0.75x over. This is just how I chose to do it. So those are going to cancel. So you're left with 20 equals 22 negative 0.75x plus 0.50x is negative 0.25x. Okay, to get rid of this positive 22, we're going to subtract it. Down just a tad. 20 minus 22 is negative 2. Those cancel, and you're left with negative 0.25x. To get x by itself, we divide because those are being multiplied. Divide. Those are going to cancel, and you're left with x equals 8. I hope that's what you guys all got when you did this by yourself. Now, I want you to remember that if somebody walks into the room who doesn't know math, and they asked you, okay, so after how many games will the girls have the same amount? And you said x equals 8. They're going to look at you like you have 100 heads. That doesn't make any sense. We know it makes sense because we know math. So you need to answer the question. The answer is 8 games. And that's your answer. You need to answer the question. Don't just leave it up to them to try to figure out 8 what? 8 chickens, 8 binders, 8, I don't know, water bottles. You need to answer the question. All right, let's scroll down to number 2. If you need a second to kind of catch up, pause the video and make sure you get all of that down. All right, number 2. We have Sue, Karen, Ashley, and Amy are in a competition to see who can make the most foul shots. Ashley makes 8 more foul shots than Sue. Amy makes 4 fewer foul shots than Sue. Karen makes 3 times as many foul shots as Sue. If the total number of shots made by all 4 girls is 100, how many more shots did Ashley make than Amy? So in this one, we need to figure out what x equals. Sue, Karen, Ashley, and Amy are in a competition to see who can make the most foul shots. Ashley makes 8 more foul shots than Sue. Amy makes 4 fewer foul shots than Sue. Karen makes 3 times as many foul shots as Sue. The total number of shots made by all 4 girls is 100. How many more shots did Ashley make than Amy? You go back up there and read all those statements again. Who are they all based on? I hope you guys guessed Sue. So X is going to be Sue. And now if we go back up and read each statement again, we have that Ashley makes 8 more foul shots than Sue. More than is add. So we're going to add 8 foul shots to Sue, and that's Ashley. We have that Amy makes 4 fewer foul shots than Sue. Fewer than is just like that less than. So let's say that let's say that Sue makes 20 foul shots. Amy makes 4 fewer foul shots than Sue, so Amy would make 16. So we take the amount of Sue and we subtract 4 from it, and that's Amy. Now we have that Karen makes 3 times as many foul shots as Sue. So we take Sue's amount and we times it by 3. And that's Karen. So now we know that all together between Sue, Amy, Ashley, and Karen, they made 100 shots. So Sue's plus Ashley's plus Amy plus Karen. All together, they made 100 shots. At this point, I want you to pause the video and solve that equation on your own. All right, you guys have just tried solving this equation on your own. I'm going to solve it with you. I want you to be checking your work. So we have the x plus 3x is 6x. And this is working. 8 minus 4 is 4. And that's going to equal 100. To get rid of a positive 4, we subtract both sides. As we're going to cancel. So you're going to get 6x equals 96. When you divide by 6, we get x equals 16. Great. So at this point, excuse me, I'm not sure what that is, so we're just going to X that out. At this point, we have that x equals 16. Well, who represented x? That was Sue. So we know that Sue made 16 shots. But we want to know how many more shots did Ashley make than Amy? Well, we have to figure out how many shots did Ashley make and how many shots did Amy make. So if I take my x and I plug it into my key, Ashley made 16 plus 8 shots, so 24 altogether. Amy made 16 minus 4 shots, so 12 altogether. So how many more shots did Ashley make than Amy? You should get 12 shots because 24 minus 12 is 12. We're going to practice those some more, but that should hopefully spark something that you guys remember from last year. Again, if you need a second to catch up with me, pause the video and make sure you get all of this down. All right, number 3, my favorite, and I think everybody's least favorite. Consecutive integers, even and odd, and just consecutive integers. Before we start, I just want to review what consecutive integers and even and odd integers are. So to be a consecutive integers, first, consecutive means one right after the other. So if you're a consecutive integer, those, for example, would be like 1, 2, 3. They come one right after another. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You guys get it. Consecutive even and odd integers mean they come one after another, but they're even or odd. So consecutive even integers would be like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 12, 14, 16. Consecutive odd integers would be like 1, 3, 5, 5, 7, 9, 9, 11, 13. So remember when we did consecutive even and consecutive odd integers last year, and we're just going to make a little note on here. It's not a bad idea for you guys to write it somewhere on your note packets too. When we did consecutive even and consecutive odd integers and just consecutive integers last year, we set them up like this. So for consecutive integers, that was the x plus 1, and x plus 2. So if we have that x is 1, for example, we have 1, x plus 1, so 1 plus 1 is 2, and 1 plus 2 is 3, so it would be 1, 2, 3. And that would work for any number you put in for x. Consecutive, even, and odd integers are a little different. They start with x, it's x plus 2, and x plus 4. Okay? Those work for consecutive, even, and odd. And that's something you will just have to memorize if you don't remember it. So let's look at number 3. Find 3 consecutive even integers. So I want us to pause there. 3 consecutive even integers. If I look at what I just did up here, consecutive even starts with x plus 2, and x plus 4. So I'm just going to make a little key for myself to start. X plus 2, x plus 4. And there's 3 of them. My first, my second, my third. All right, such that the sum, which means add, of twice the first integer. So 2 times the first integer, so 2 times x, plus 3 times the third integer. So remember, first, second, third. We want 3 times that whole third integer there. Is means equals 14 more than, which is add, 4 times the second integer, x plus 2. So let's quickly review what I just did there. I said find 3 consecutive even. So I set up my key, x plus 2, and x plus 4, because that's consecutive even and odd, such that the sum I know is add twice the first integer. This is the first, second, and third, so twice the first, and 3 times the third, this is your third, means equal in math, 14 more than, which is add, 4 times the second integer, which is x plus 2. All right, at this point, I want you to pause your video and try to solve this equation on your own. Okay, you guys should have paused your video and tried to solve it on your own. I'm now going to solve the problem with you. You should be checking your work. 2 times x is 2x, plus 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 4 is 12. We have 14 plus 4 times x, and 4 times 2. Great, now on each side of the equal sign, I want you to combine your like terms. So 2x plus 3x is 5x, plus 12 equals 14 plus 8, which is 22, plus 4x. Again, your goal is to get the x's by themselves. So I'm going to bring my 4x over. So to get rid of positive 4x, you subtract. 5 minus 4 is 1. Okay. Now get rid of this. Oops. Get rid of this 12. Excuse me. Okay. Minus 12. Minus 12. So I have 1x equals 22 minus 12, which is 10. And you should have gotten that x equals 10. So that's great. But I want all three integers. So if I go back up and plug it into my key, 10 plus 2 is 12. 10 plus 4, 14. So 10, 12, and 14 are my answers. It should make sense because they should be even numbers, which 10, 12, and 14 are. If you ended up with odd numbers, you did something wrong. I know consecutive even and consecutive odd and consecutive integers can be tough. We're to spend some time reviewing it. So I think it's on your homework. And don't stress because we'll practice again when I come back for next class. Let's move on to the next fun topic that we did last year. Again, if you need a second to catch up with me, go back into the video and pause it or rewind if you need it to be, if you need to go back and find anything. Trying to make sure you guys can see everything here. All right, we're going to go on to number 4 now. All right, number 4 was our money word problems. These we did not like whatsoever last year, but we have to review them because these are something you have to know. So money word problems. Anytime we see a word problem involving money, we make our T-chart. I know Mr. Ryan's class did not make T-charts, so if you don't need to make a T-chart, you don't have to. This is how we learned it in my class, so I'm going to show you it this way. For you guys, I made the T-chart already, but if I were to give you a problem on a test or a quiz, or even on your homework, I probably won't make the T-chart for you. So again, anytime you see a word problem involving money, we make this chart. It's total, or if you want to use the number sign, aka the hashtag sign, and your cost. And remember, that makes it so it's a quick 3-step problem. So let's read the problem together. At a movie theater, a cashier sold 250 more adult tickets than children's tickets. The adult tickets were $6 each, and the children's tickets were $3.50 each. If the museum made a total of $2,744.50, how many adult tickets were purchased? Well, first we're going to start. Like I said, it's a quick 3-step problem. Number 1, our total. If we read the problem, how many children's tickets do we have? You guys should be thinking to yourself, I have no idea. So we're going to let X equals children's tickets. I'm just going to write children. If you want to write children's tickets, that's fine. A cashier sold 250 more adult tickets than children's tickets. So how do you show 250 more adult tickets than children's tickets? That's right, you want to add 250 to the number of children's tickets that we have. And these are our adult tickets. It is a 250. Let's see if I can fix that so you can read it a little bit better. 250. All right, so step 1, we do our number or our total side. Step 2 is we multiply them by the price that they are. So children's tickets are $3.50 each. So $3.50 times the amount of children's tickets that we have, which is X. So we go from total to cost, and then we're going to jump over there in 1 second. Now we're going to multiply the total amount of adult tickets by their price. So $6 times the total amount of adult tickets that we have, which is X plus 250. So step 1 is your total, 2 is your cost, 3 is we're going to make an equation. And if you guys remember, you just add together everything in the cost column. So 3.50x plus 6 times x plus 250 equals $2,744.50. So again, you do your total. Then you multiply the total by the cost of the ticket or whatever you're working with. Then you jump and you just add everything in this column, the cost column, together. So I can make that even more visible for you guys. Great. At this point, I want you to pause the video and see if you can solve that equation on your own. All right, at this point, you should have solved the equation or at least tried to solve the equation on your own. I'm going to solve it with you, and I want you to be checking your work. All right, so we have that 350 times x is 3.50x plus 6 times x, which is 6x, 6 times 250, which is 1,500. And that still equals $2,744.50. Just going to erase this 3 really quick and put it down there. All right. So now we're going to combine our like terms. So 3.50x plus 6x is 9.50x plus 1,500. And we are going to get 2,744.50. To get x by itself, we subtract 1,500 to both sides. So now I get 9.50x equals, and this I'm going to put in my calculator, $1,244.50. All right, to get x by itself, we're going to divide by 950 to both sides. And you should get x equals 131. Great. So we have to go back up and read what the question wants. How many adult tickets were purchased? Well, if you go to your total column, we know that x is 131. So for adult, For adult, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. It's 131 plus 250. So you need to figure out what 131 plus 250 is. You should have gotten 381 adult tickets. I'm going to circle that, and that is your answer. Whew, a lot of work. We have one more problem left, and then when you guys finish this, and if there's more class time, you can start your homework. I'm going to leave this paused at this spot right here. If you need to copy it down. I'm going a little too fast. Pause it and copy the work down. But again, you should try the equation on your own before watching me go through it. All right, and we have one more problem to solve. So we read the problem and it says, Charlie's gift shop has half as many quarters as nickels in the register. If Charlie knows that he has $15.05 worth of nickels and quarters, determine how many of each coin he has. I said in the last problem, anytime we have money, we make our total or the money sign, or I'm sorry, the number sign, or hashtag cost, and then we'll jump and make our equation. So we're going to start with Charlie's gift shop has half as many quarters as nickels in the cash register. Do we know how many nickels we have? No. So we're going to let X equal our nickels. So now it says we have half as many quarters as nickels in the cash register. So that means that half the amount of nickels is how many quarters we have. I'm just going to put Q for quarter. Great. So we're only working with nickels and quarters. So let's jump over to our costs. So step 1, done. Step 2 is cost. We need to multiply them by how much they're worth in money. Remember, nickels are worth 5 cents, but we're not going to multiply it by 5 like this, because that's saying $5. A nickel is 5 cents. So that looks like 0.05x. 0.50x is 50 cents. 5x is $5. 0.05 is 5 cents. And that's how much a nickel is worth. Oops. All right. Quarters are worth 25 cents. So 0.25 times the amount of quarters that we have. And our step 2 is done. And now we're going to jump over to step 3, which is to actually make our equation. So remember, you add together everything in the cost column. So 0.05x plus 0.25 times 1/2 x equals $15.05. At this point, I want you to shut the video off or pause it and try to solve that equation on your own. All right, you should have tried to solve this equation on your own already. So now I'm going to solve it with you. 0.05x plus 0.25 times 1/2 is 0.125x. And that still gives me $15.05. So now I'm going to combine my like terms. And I have 0.05x plus 0.125x. And that gives me 0.175x equals $15.05. You guys know what to do. You're pros at solving equations. And I'm going to put this in my calculator because I don't know it off the top of my head. We get x equals 86. Now we want to know how many of each coin he has. So again, we go back to our total. We want to know how many total of each coin. So x was 86. So we have 86 nickels. And if we plug it in here, 1/2 of 86 is what? Should have gotten 43 quarters. Again, you need to answer the question. How many nickels? How many quarters? Whew, that was a lot of work. Ignore that, sorry. At this time, you should have finished your notes. I'm going to leave it at this screen. If you need an extra moment or so to copy it down, pause the video. You guys have a homework tonight. It's going to be worksheet 1.5. You finished your notes, you can ask for the homework and begin working on that if there's time left. I hope you guys had a good class. I hope you were very well behaved, and I will see you next class.